I went to a second the Home Depot location to see what types of lighting was still in stock, and much to my surprise, it was a completely different selection. I figured that the Home Depot might have different stock in different parts of the country, but these stores are in the same region. They're only a few miles apart. I figured they would be the same, but they're not. So here's what there was. Oh, let's just turn the audio off. Of course, there's typical, all this LED garbage. More LED garbage. So we'll start with the HID stuff. So this store had more HID bulbs. It had more metal halide. It had metal halide in 400, 250, 175. These are all Mogul base. And then 175 E26 base and 100 watts E26 base. So pretty much the majority of metal halide bulbs that you might use in a residential application. And then it also has high pressure sodium, 100 watts, 150 watts, 70 watts, and 50 watts. I think these are all E26 base. And for some reason, which I have never been able to understand, they're all pretty much the same price. The 150 watt ones cost the same as the 70 watt ones, and then the 50 watt ones are $1 less. It's been like that for as long as I can remember. These are terrible prices. You can buy these from various different lighting suppliers through the internet for half or less the price per bulb, but I just like the fact that it's available in a local store in person, because that's becoming an item that's hard to find. Incandescent, as far as the high wattage bulbs are concerned, there was 300 watts and 200 watts. The 150 watts is also gone from this store, so I wonder if the 150 watts got banned recently. And similar to the high pressure sodium, the incandescent are the same price regardless of the wattage. Are the metal halides the same way? Pretty much, yes. You can get a 400 watt metal halide bulb or a 175 watt metal halide bulb for the same price, and then for whatever reason the 100 watt metal halide bulb is $3 less. The pricing doesn't make any sense. And while we're here, we'll also take a look. They still have fluorescent non-self-ballasted 65 watt bulbs for street lights. These are daylight colored only, and then there's also 27 watt floodlight bulbs, daylight only as well, I think. All right, let's keep going. So this store also had a decent amount of CFL, PL style tubes still. All of the blue packages are actual CFLs, and then the black packages are LED retrofits, and then the pink or purple or red, whatever the heck color this is, those are all incandescent. So it's kind of nice that the packages are easily distinguishable to those that can see color as well. So we have 7, 9, 13 watts PL tubes, some higher wattage ones on the bottom, probably 23 or 26 watts, maybe 20 watts, 26 watts I think. So decent selection of these, but not as many as were in the other store. So it has incandescent 40 watts, I think those are candelabra base, and 25 watt candelabra base, and then 20 watt candelabra base, which is kind of unusual in that shape. And then as far as the appliance bulbs were concerned, there was 25 watt incandescent appliance bulbs, 40 watt incandescent ceiling fan bulbs. However, the ceiling fan bulbs and the decorative bulbs, which are both incandescent, were only available in candelabra base. So those 40 watt appliance bulbs in E26 base that I've been using in my lamps for regular general illumination is not in the store, at least that I can see in the video here. I'm pretty sure I didn't see those. They do have some tubular incandescents, 40 watts, 15 and 25. So I think that's about the same as what was at the other store. Did I miss the appliance bulbs at the bottom there? No, I'm pretty sure. Oh, here they are. I did miss them. The layout of this aisle was pretty bad because the stuff wasn't grouped together. I like the layout of the other store better. It does have the appliance bulbs. Scratch that. They're right here. The 40 watts incandescent appliance bulbs with E26 base. So there's plenty of those here. 2 whole rows of them in the shelf. Incandescent nightlight bulbs. There's still some halogen tubes, we'll call them. I don't remember if the other store had those or not. I don't remember. Okay, moving into the fluorescent. So this store had very, very little in terms of fluorescent tubes. Interestingly enough, the two stores kind of complemented each other in the sense that what one had, the other one didn't, and what one lacked, the other one made up for it. So between these two stores, you can still buy every bulb I would want, a Sandstorm 60 or 100 watt incandescent, locally. Why the stores don't have both, I don't know. And if the other store is going to be starting to go in the direction of this store, I don't know. There's a good possibility. Maybe the stock is adjusted by how frequently it sells. And since I buy the bulbs at the other store all the time, they're still stocking them. I don't know. I have no idea. So these are all LED retrofit. And then there's some tubes on the bottom that are actual fluorescents, but not much at all. I don't think that there was any. Those are all LED. I don't think there's any fluorescent tubes, actually. Oh, no, scratch that. These were fluorescent tubes. Those were F96 T12s. And are these fluorescent? Yes, these are fluorescent. These are also T12s. F96 T. Oh, it's the same package. Okay. And then all of these were all LED. So, okay, so there were some fluorescent tubes in this store, but nowhere near as many as in the other store. LED, LED, and it looks like these might have actually been fluorescent. LED eye comfort. That's eye baloney. That's a thumbs down. I've tried those eye comfort bulbs. They're awful. Okay, this is LED. That's LED. That might be fluorescent, and that might be fluorescent. And then the rest of it's all LED. So really, pretty lousy selection in terms of the fluorescent tubes at this store. In stark contrast to the other store, which had quite a variety of fluorescent tubes. More DEL, DEL, DEL. This is all DEL junk. This is all DEL junk over here. So this is, incandescent here. LED junk there. Some very small incandescent bulbs for night lights and other things like that. A couple LED retrofits for the incandescents. LED garbage, those are the good ones there. The incandescent appliance bulbs, ceiling fan bulbs, they're the same thing as far as I can tell. And then some halogens, some stupid LED imitation halogens. Okay, this was really interesting. And I might actually go back and buy one of these because I think that the video would get a lot of attention. This is when I get kind of annoyed that I can't use LED. I don't not use, that's terrible grammar. I avoid LED not by choice. I avoid it because it gives me a headache. This bulb is 3 different wattages. You can change the wattage and you can change the color temperature, anything from warm white to daylight. That is actually really cool. And as someone who likes lighting and likes to change the scenes of the room with different types of light bulbs, etc., having something like this will be really cool. I can almost guarantee this will give me a headache. But it's a really cool concept, and I'm considering going back and trying it out. If there's a lot of interest, I'll do it. But chances are high I'm not going to be able to use it, so I'd hate to waste the money, but we'll see. Extra bright, extra glare, quicker headache induction. So there is a bunch of different sizes of these available. Are these dimmable? I think they are. I think it said dimmable on the top. So you get these real small, and these would be great in the living room or in the kitchen, in those can lights. Yeah, they are dimmable. And they're 100 watts too. That's pretty bright. That would probably solve the brightness issue in the living room, because I only have, what are those bulbs? 39 watts in there right now. 39 watt halogen. So if I get 100 watts, it's much brighter. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to try those. It's an interesting product. Very interesting product. I had quite a few of them too, different sizes. These are all the cheap junk LED bulbs. Now here's a bunch of LED vintage style, Edison style, whatever you want to call them, bulbs. And these are super cool too. The filaments are really interesting. And I actually really like the color of the light that some of these put out. It's a really nice, soft amber glow. Still gives me a headache. Bunch of different filament shapes. Very interesting stuff. And then we've got some... this is the first year I remember seeing ones like this. The flame tip, kind of like the old incandescent ones were back in the 90s and 2000s. The candelabra-based bulbs for the chandeliers. As far as CFLs go, there were 100 watt CFLs in stock and 60 watt CFLs in stock. Oh, hold on. There are 75, okay. So I had to... I was being watched by one of the staff there because somebody was working in the aisle next to me. And so I had to kind of pretend like I was actually going to buy something. There was no commentary, though, on the filming, which is surprising. So there's 100 watt CFLs in daylight and soft white, but there's not very many. There's many more in stock at the other store. There's 70 watts daylight, but not 70 watts soft white. I'm not sure if they're out of stock permanently or temporarily. And then there's 60 watts daylight and soft white. They're $10 a package, So about $3 and change per bulb after taxes. That's not bad for something that lasts several years. And these do last several years. These are pretty good CFLs. I use them all around the house. So that says $2.75, about $3 a bulb. I think they're a very good deal. I've never had one fail on me. And that was it. So very interesting to see the variance in the stores. I was expecting a very similar stock between the two stores, but it was really quite different.